People in Japan don't wait for old age to weaken them. They prepare for it in their 40s, 50s, and 60s with everyday movements that protect their muscles, joints, and balance well into their 90s. That's why places like Okinawa and Nagano have some of the highest life expectancy rates in the world. According to Japan's Ministry of Health, the country now has over 92,000 centenarians, and many of them still move with control and independence. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 movements Japanese elders practice regularly to stay fit, flexible, and mentally sharp. You don't need equipment. You don't need a gym. You just need a safe space and the willingness to start. Before I go deeper, I'd love to know who's watching. Type your age and country in the comments. It helps us make videos that match your needs. And if you care about staying strong and mobile after 50, hit like and subscribe now so YouTube shows you more of our research-based content. Japanese elders don't start their mornings by scrolling a phone or sitting stiff at a table. They use intentional body positions passed down through martial arts, traditional sitting, and daily rituals. These aren't intense workouts. They're slow, grounded movements that improve circulation, leg strength, hip mobility, flexibility, and coordination. Dr. Shoji Shiba from the Japan Wellness Study Group said in a 2022 interview that the body does not stop working with age and people stop using it. So let's begin with the first one, a position rooted in strength and balance. Number 1. Shiko Dachi, the sumo stance. Shiko Dachi is more than a sumo pose. It's a low, wide stance that conditions the legs, hips, and lower back. Older adults in regions like Okinawa and Kagoshima still use this posture during stretching, gardening, and traditional dance. Researchers at the Japanese Society of Physical Fitness and Sports Medicine have noted that the stance improves lower body endurance and reduces fall risk in adults over 60. Here's how it works in simple terms. You stand with your feet wider than shoulder width, toes angled out slightly, knees bent, back straight. The body sinks into a grounded, stable position. In sumo training, wrestlers lift each leg slowly while holding this stance. But for older adults, just staying low and breathing is enough to build strength. Why is this movement valuable after 50? Because it recruits muscles that weaken most with age: the quadriceps, glutes, hips, and inner thighs. A 2021 report from Tokyo Metropolitan Geriatric Hospital found that adults who practice wide leg stances for even 2 minutes a day show better pelvic stability and core engagement than those doing chair-based exercises. It also encourages joint lubrication. When the knees and hips bend under control, fluid moves through the joints naturally. That helps reduce stiffness, especially in the morning. You don't have to go as low as sumo wrestlers. Start by bending your knees just a little. Place your hands on your thighs for support if needed. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds and come back up slowly. Over time, your thighs and balance improve without heavy weights. Some physical therapists in Japan teach Shikodachi as a posture drill before walking or climbing stairs. It restores confidence in leg strength and prevents the shuffling step many people develop in later years. Number 2. Nekawashi Dachi, the cat stance. Nekawashi Dachi, or the cat stance, comes from traditional karate, but it's also used in balance rehabilitation programs for seniors in Japan. The stance teaches weight shifting, ankle stability, and controlled posture, 3 things that decline with age if not maintained. In 2020, researchers from Kyoto Prefectural University of Medicine published findings showing that stance-based balance drills reduce falls by up to 23% in adults over 65. So what is the cat stance? You place most of your weight on your back leg while your front foot rests lightly on the ground, heels slightly raised. Knees are soft, spine upright, and arms can stay by your sides or on your hips for balance. It mimics the way a cat moves, poised, cautious, and ready to shift direction. Why does this matter for people over 50? Because falls aren't just accidents, they're often a result of weak stabilizing muscles. Many seniors lose their ability to balance on one leg for even 3 seconds, which is an early marker of mobility decline. The cat stance challenges the calves, ankles, glutes, and lower core without requiring fast movement or impact. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka, a geriatric mobility specialist in Yokohama, explains that postural reflexes do not disappear with age, they fade from lack of practice. Slow balance stances like Nekowashi Dashi help reactivate those reflexes. It also teaches the body how to transfer weight smoothly from one foot to the other, something that becomes harder with sedentary living. You can start by holding on to the back of a chair or wall. Put 70 to 80% of your weight on one leg and gently rest the other foot ahead of you. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds, then switch sides. The movement requires no bending, no equipment, and no floor space beyond a standing area. A study in the Journal of Japanese Physical Therapy in 2021 showed improvement in ankle strength and core stability among older participants who practiced the cat stance 3 times a week. Many reported better confidence walking on uneven ground or getting up from chairs without wobbling. You don't need to raise your leg high or twist your body. Keep it simple. Think of it as training your body to stay ready like a cat waiting to move only when it must. Number 3. Kibadachi, the horse stance. Kibadachi, known as the horse stance, is another rooted position used in Japanese martial arts. It builds leg endurance, opens the hips, and strengthens the lower back. In some Okinawan schools, older adults still practice modified versions as part of morning routines, much like Tai Chi in China. The stance looks simple. Feet placed wider than the hips, toes forward or slightly outward, knees bent, and the torso upright. But holding this position for even 20 seconds activates muscles that weaken fastest after age 50, the inner thighs, glutes, quads, and deep core. A 2022 study from the Japanese Journal of Geriatric Exercise Therapy found that low stationary stances, like Kibadachi, improve pelvic stability and reduce the progression of sarcopenia in adults over 55. Participants practicing the stance 3 times a week developed higher leg endurance than those walking the same duration. Kibadachi also improves posture by aligning the pelvis and reducing the forward tilt that develops from years of chair sitting. When the spine stacks naturally and the knees track over the feet, pressure on the lower back decreases. That's why some Japanese physical therapists use the stance to treat lumbar discomfort and weak glutes. You don't need to sink low like a martial artist. A shallow bend is enough. Imagine sitting halfway onto a stool that isn't there. Keep the back relaxed but straight. Hands can rest on the hips or extend forward for balance. Dr. Ayako Mori, a sports medicine researcher in Tokyo, explains that joint support comes from muscle endurance, not just strength. Static holds like the horse stance help older adults stay grounded when balance is challenged. She notes that many fall-related injuries occur when people quickly shift weight without leg stability. One overlooked benefit is pelvic floor engagement. The broad stance and slight bend recruit muscles that help bladder control, an issue rarely discussed but common after 60. Strengthening those areas improves confidence during daily movement. If mobility is limited, start with your feet shoulder-width apart and bend your knees just a little, about 2 inches. Hold for 10 seconds, rise up, and repeat. Over time, the stance becomes easier and breathing steadier. Practicing Kibadachi for a few breaths a day can make walking, climbing stairs, and standing from a chair feel smoother. Number 4. Zazen seated meditation. Zazen is not just meditation, it's also a posture practice that supports joint health, breath control, and mental clarity. Traditionally, it's done seated on the floor with legs crossed or in a kneeling position, back upright, and eyes gently lowered. While many assume meditation is only for the mind, older Japanese practitioners use Zazen to train stillness, breathing patterns, and spinal alignment. A 2021 study from Tohoku University School of Medicine reported that adults over 60 who practice Zazen-style sitting 3 times a week had better heart rate regulation, lower stress markers, and stronger postural muscles than those who used only chair-based meditation. Sitting upright without back support activates spinal stabilizers that weaken over time. The physical aspect matters. Zazen encourages opening the hips and lengthening the spine, which improves circulation through the lower body. This is especially important for adults who spend long hours sitting in chairs, where blood flow slows and the pelvis tilts forward. Even a short daily session reduces stiffness in the lower back and neck. Japanese Zen teacher Shunryu Suzuki once said, "Your body and mind are not two." For older adults, that means posture affects thinking, and thinking affects movement. Practicing stillness with intention improves focus, emotional regulation, and sleep, all linked to healthy aging. You don't have to sit in full lotus or kneel for long. Many older practitioners use meditation cushions, folded blankets, or low stools to reduce knee and ankle pressure. The key is keeping the spine upright and the breath slow. 5 quiet minutes can have more impact than a complicated workout. There's also a neurological benefit. Slow nasal breathing during Zazen stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps manage inflammation, digestion, and heart function. A 2020 paper in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research Japan found that seniors who meditated in upright postures experienced reduced anxiety and better balance control. If getting to the floor is difficult, you can sit on a firm chair without leaning back. Place both feet flat and imagine the top of your head lifting gently upward. Rest your hands on your thighs and take calm, steady breaths. Zazen teaches awareness of how the body feels when still. That awareness carries into walking, stretching, and resting. Mobility isn't only about movement, it's about how the body is held when doing nothing. Number 5. Wall squat, the invisible chair. The wall squat, often called the invisible chair, is a staple in many Japanese senior fitness programs. It looks simple. You lean your back against a wall and slide down until your legs are partially bent, as if you're sitting on a chair that isn't there. But the benefits go deep for muscle endurance, joint support, and circulation. In 2022, researchers from the National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology in Aichi studied low-impact wall squats among adults aged 55 to 78. They found improvements in quadriceps strength, knee stability, and glucose regulation after just 8 weeks of 1 to 2 minute sessions per day. This kind of isometric work helps maintain leg function without joint strain. Why is this movement valuable? Because it targets the muscles most responsible for getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, and maintaining balance: the quads, glutes, and calves. As these muscles weaken, people begin to rely on their hands, momentum, or external support. The wall squat builds strength in a safe, supported way. To get into position, stand with your back touching a wall, feet about a step away from it. Slowly slide down until your thighs are at a slight angle, not necessarily parallel to the floor. Knees should stay above the ankles, not forward over the toes. Hands can rest by your sides or on your thighs lightly. Hold the stance for 10 to 20 seconds if you're a beginner. Over time, work up to 30 or even 45 seconds. If the knees feel uncomfortable, adjust the bend or place a cushion behind your back. Even a shallow slide activates the right muscles. A 2020 article in the Japanese Journal of Preventive Rehabilitation reported that seniors practicing wall squats 3 times a week increased their leg endurance more than those doing seated knee extensions. The isometric hold also improved circulation in the pelvic area and reduced morning stiffness. Another overlooked benefit is bone density. When the thigh and hip muscles contract, they stimulate bone tissue through compression. That helps slow the natural decline linked to osteoporosis. You don't need gym clothes or equipment. You just need a flat wall and a willingness to start where your body is today. Conclusion: healthy aging isn't luck. It's habits repeated quietly over time. The 5 movements you just learned aren't workouts in the modern sense. They're everyday positions that keep Japanese elders mobile, strong, and steady well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. Now I want to hear from you. Type your age and country in the comments. It helps us shape content for real people, not guesses. And if you learn something new or feel motivated to try even one of these movements, click like and subscribe so YouTube knows this information matters. This video is based on long-form research from Japanese journals, mobility studies, and geriatric rehabilitation programs. We couldn't fit every detail here, so we've added extra references and links in the description if you want to explore further. Your body is still capable of change. Age doesn't close the door, inactivity does. Start small, stay curious, and take back control of how you age.